What if I told you that keeping your job for too long is a banking security risk? In the world of high finance compliance, letting an employee stay in one role isn't loyalty, it's a liability. Today, we are diving into the math of derangements, the only way to guarantee a fraud-proof rotation. By the end of this video, you'll understand why regulators like the FDIC demand these rotations, the combinatorial logic behind them, and how to implement a high-performance DP solution. Without this knowledge, you're leaving the door wide open for internal control overrides and regulatory fines. In formal terms, a job reassignment must be a bijection where no element maps to itself. If Alice is in accounts payable, she cannot stay there. In combinatorics, we call this a derangement. But wait, how many ways can we actually do this for a small team? For a single employee, rotation is impossible. For two, there's only one way, a swap. But for a team of three, you only have two options. Before I show you the next step, take a second. How many ways do you think 4 employees can rotate without any overlaps? To solve this for any n, we look at employee 1. They have n-1 choices. If they take employee K's role, employee K has 2 choices: swap back with employee 1, or move to a completely different role. This logic creates our recursive pattern. This gives us the HR recurrence, J of n equals n-1, times the sum of the previous 2 team sizes possibilities. It looks like Fibonacci's cousins. We'll see why this formula is the backbone of banking software when we hit the code in a moment. Here is the naive approach. It's readable, but it's an O of 2 to the n nightmare. For a large bank branch, this code would take years to run. In a technical interview, this is the trap answer that social proof says you should avoid. By adding a simple dictionary to memorize our results, we collapse that exponential time into linear time. Now, we can calculate rotations for a bank with 25 tellers in milliseconds. But can we optimize the space even further? Let's look at the bottom-up approach. The bottom-up approach builds our table from the ground up. For a team of 25, the number of valid rotations is a 25-digit number. This makes it impossible for an attacker to guess the next rotation, satisfying every regulatory standard on the books. Regulators typically look for a team size of at least 6. Why? Because at n equals 5, there's still a 2.3% chance an insider could guess the rotation. At n equals 10, that probability drops to less than 0.0001%. That is superior compliance. We've covered a lot, from the HR requirement of total derangement to the O of n dynamic programming solutions that make large-scale banking possible. You now have the tools to explain, calculate, and implement secure workforce optimization. Whether you are building an internal HR tool or a banking compliance engine, remember that the math of derangements is your best friend. You've just turned a complex regulatory headache into an elegant algorithmic solution. Don't let your algorithmic skills stagnate while the industry moves toward automated compliance. Head over to our tutoring page for one-on-one coaching to master more dynamic programming patterns like this one. See you in the next tutorial.